All right, first of all, we're gonna need the key for this lug nut that has a lock on it. So I found it in the trunk. It's usually with the spare tire and tools is usually where they put it. Sometimes it might be in with the glove compartment, but let's go ahead and put it on there like that. And I've already broke this one loose, but so that's how you do that. And then you don't lose that. And then you go ahead and break the other ones loose. Now, the tools that it comes with sometimes are a little short. So if you, let's say it says like a knuckle buster right here. So if you kind of put it like that, and if you can't do it by hand, you use your foot. Like that, break it loose. Yeah, you notice I don't have the jack on there. I'm just breaking these lug nuts loose. I'm not unscrewing them. Just breaking them loose, going around. All right, they're broke loose. Now I can get the jack. On the jack is a little label here showing you where to put the jack on the vehicle, the jacking spots. So on your vehicle, it might be a little bit different. This little hook goes here, like so. That's what you use to raise and lower it. We're going to turn that. But first, we're going to put it onto the jacking spot. This one has it right there. So there's 4 of these little things that pop out, and there's a little dimple on the jack that matches it. So to raise the jack, we're going to tighten it. We can do it by hand to get it started. And then what you want to do is you want to get it fitted in there, basically. Fit it in there without any pressure on it. Just get a little tiny bit of pressure just so it fits in there. And you notice I'm on a concrete or a asphalt surface. This is ideal. If you're on the side of the road, you want to just basically pull the vehicle somewhere where you're out of traffic and you have a solid surface on the ground. So I'm going to make sure this is, it's in that jacking spot there. So I'm tightening it by hand just to make sure that we have it securely in there. It's not propped up on one side or anything. Okay, so now we're going to jack it up. And basically what we're going to do is use this little hook right here. And we're going to turn it like that. And it takes a lot of turns, but the leverage with the jack, screw jack, will lift the vehicle up slowly. It'll get a little bit harder as you go, but that's normal. Okay, so you notice that the weight is mostly off this tire, but it's still touching. So go a little bit higher. It depends on the spare tire. So if you have a smaller donut, like the diameter of the tire is not bigger, or it should be about the same, but still, when it's flat, it's gonna be a little bit different size. So you want to get a little extra without lifting it up too high. You don't want it like way up in the air. Right there is okay right this second. We can always bring it up a little bit more. But you can see it's off the ground, no weight on it, but it's not overly tall. Now, if we're on a surface that's not completely flat and level like this, you want to chock the front wheels. At least one of the front wheels, preferably on the driver's side in this case, the opposite side of the side you're jacking. But this is a completely flat, level parking lot, so it's like the ideal situation for changing a tire. So now, we can just go ahead and take the tire off. Now, ideally, you would have an electric impact on hand, and it would make this a lot faster. Now, if you can't reach in and turn them by hand, then you're just going to have to twirl it around with the tool here. If you can reach it and turn it by hand, this goes a little bit faster. Alright. Preferably you have gloves in the vehicle. I don't have my I don't have my roadside kit that I made with me. Alright, so if it's stuck like this a little bit, you can just kind of kick the tire, break it loose, without knocking it off the jack, of course. Because what happens is, this little spot right here it has a little bit of rust, and it kind of builds up there, so it makes it stick a little bit. It's not a big deal, but you just kick it a little bit and it knocks it off. Alright, you just watch out. This one has a razor blade, is what it looks like, stuck in the tire. So I don't want to cut myself with the razor blade. It's good to find out what it is that's stuck in there, whether it be a nail, screw, or whatever. In this case, razor blade. Probably not be able to fix this tire, but we'll see. Alright, we can set that to the side. Don't forget it, because we're going to put it in the trunk when we're done. Alright, so the spare tire on this one, luckily, easy to get to. I have a few things in here, but like jumper cables and stuff, but I don't have my full kit. Yeah, hopefully the tire is pumped up. Temporary spare tire, aka a donut. Alright, so it feels good. Feels like it's pumped up. And go ahead and bring it over here, see if it'll fit on. If not, I have to jack it up a little bit. Alright. Alright, yeah, needs to jack it up a little bit. So I'll jack that up. Now at all times when you're jacking, if you feel like it's unstable, like if the jack is moving left and right or anything like that, the vehicle doesn't feel pretty stable the whole time, then you want to see what's going on. You don't want to, have the vehicle fall down, especially on top of you, of course. So you never want to really get underneath it. All right, let's see if it fits under there now. All right, there we go. So now we have a match. Goes up, fits on. All right, so now I'm going to start hand tightening these on. Just kind of put it on there, get it started. Go to the opposite side, get that started. Just hand only right now. Alright, and just hand tighten all the way around. Hand tighten. Feel it. And then of course the lock nut, go ahead and put that on. Once again, hand tighten. All right. So we don't want to bear down on this while the vehicle's jacked up. We want to tighten it up pretty good beyond hand tightening. Use the tool, but you don't want to bear down and do the final tightening yet, because the vehicle's suspended in the air and you don't want to, you know, move it around. So it feels tight right now. But the next step is lowering the vehicle to the ground. So the going down is a little bit less pressure, so it's easier. So you can go a little bit faster. You don't have to use as much pressure on your hands and all that stuff. All right, so we're leaving. All right, so we can go ahead and probably use our hand now. Lower the jack. Get the jack out of the way. Go ahead and put the jack and the tool away. Now go ahead and put the tire away. Now the tire, the flat tire, is big, not going to fit in the same spot as the spare tire, so you're just going to have to put it in the trunk. So, just going to throw it in there. Luckily I have room today. All right, so the final step now is to tighten this up. So we're going to go around and tighten it twice. So now, as tight as we can go with our hands, basically. Leave that on there. And you want to tighten really in a sequence here. Go opposites. So I tighten here, this one, tighten the opposite, tighten the opposite, tighten the opposite, like that. All right, so tighten by hand. All right, so now we've gotten it pretty tight with our hand. So the next step would be to just do a final cinch here to make sure we're good. And once again, opposites. Here, 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 something like that. As long as you're not tightening them. It's not like you're going around like this, necessarily. All right, so what I like to do is give it a little extra tightness with my foot here. And with an impact or something, you want to do 100 pounds. So that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Done. And done. Just a final cinch. Don't lose this. Put your tools away. Go and throw them in there. Okay, so now we have the spare tire, all the tools accounted for. We have this on. Look around, make sure there's nothing on the ground. And we have that all triple tightened. First with our bare hands, then with the tool with our hands, and then third with a little extra tightness with our foot. And they all should feel about the same level of tightness, basically, when you're tightening it. You want to try to keep it even as you can. And, you know, while you're doing it, you just want to see that depth right there around that ring. You know, you'll see if it's not on there. If it's cockeyed or whatever, then, you know, it's not going on right. But this all looks good. Okay, so now I'm ready to drive. And I'm looking at the spare tire. It doesn't look flat. It doesn't look like it's bulging or anything. It looks good. And so now I can drive to a place, drive home, or I can drive to a place to have this tire repaired or replaced.